Welcome back to the Secret Garden blanket. This video is going to work rounds 7 and 8 of the pattern. We have rounds 1 through 6 here. You should be about 7 inches in diameter is where I am using a 4 worst weight yarn and a J crochet hook. If you're using a smaller yarn, obviously your measurements are going to be different. This round, I'm choosing to switch colors, and you can continue on with the color you are using if you want. I'm changing colors to white. I thought I had cream, but I don't have enough. So white it is. This round we are going to be squaring off our circle. So I'm going to just be working along with you the whole round so that you can keep up. What we're going to do is work 3 single crochets, a chain 2, and 3 single crochets for the corner. And then we're not working in the petal stitches. We're going to just be working in the 2 single crochets that are there. We'll be working more stitches on around the corner and then less in the middle. So 3 single crochets, then 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, then 2, and then 3 again, just to square off that circle. So let me undo really quick what I've done, and let's get started. Make sure that your right side of your project is facing. If you are switching colors, I just slip stitched to the very first single crochet to connect. We will start with a chain 2, and we're going to skip the petal stitches. And what I do is I push them forward because I want them to pop on the front side of my project. And we're going to work 3 single crochets in the next single crochet. So don't work in the petal, but make sure you're in those 2 single crochets that are around that chain 3, remember? So 3 single crochets in the first single crochet there, and then we're going to chain 2. This will be our corner, and 3 single crochets in the next stitch. We're going to chain 2 and push the next petal down, and we will work 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, 1, 2, chain 2, push the next petal stitch down. We're going to work 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, in each of the next 2 stitches. Chain 2, skip the next petal, 2 single crochets in the next 2 single crochets. Chain 2, push the next petal down, and this will be our next corner. So we'll work 3 single crochets, chain 2, 3 single crochets. So you've got the 3 single crochets on the top, the chain 2 is now your corner, and the 3 single crochets goes down the next side of the blanket. So we'll continue, chain 2, push the next petal forward, 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 single crochets, chain 2, push the petal forward, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets, chain 2, push the next petal forward, 2 single crochets in the next 2 single crochets, chain 2, and then we're working our next corner. So push the next petal down, work 3 single crochets in the next single crochet, chain 2, 3 single crochets in the next single crochet. That forms our corner. We're going to turn to work down the third side. Chain 2, push the next petal down, 2 single crochets in the next 2, chain 2, push the petal down, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, push the next petal down, 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, put the next petal down. This is our next corner, so 3 single crochets in the next stitch, chain 2, 3 single crochets in the next stitch, chain 2. We're working down our last side. Push the petal down, 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, 1 single crochet, push that petal down, 1 single crochet in the next 2, chain 2, push the next petal down, and our final step is 2 single crochets in the end 2 stitches. And then we are going to slip stitch to the beginning, chain 2 to connect. I'm going to go right there. And that just tightened it a little bit. Okay, so that is our round 7. And it's not completely square right now because it's still pulled in, but it will pull out and shape up better in the next rounds. Okay, round 8, we are going to be working chains and treble crochets. So we're not quite to the corner yet. So we're going to start with a chain 4. That is going to count as a treble crochet. We're going to work 3 treble crochets around that same chain 2. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to skip the single crochets and we're going to work 4 treble crochets around the next chain 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to chain 2 and work 4 more treble crochets around that corner chain 2. So this chain 2 will now be your next corner. So 4 more treble crochets. and then 4. We're going to turn to work down to the next side, 4 treble crochets around the next chain 2, and then to make it go square, we need to use smaller stitches in the middle. So we are going to work 4 double crochets around the next 2 chain 2s. So 4 double, and then 4 double again around the next chain 2. And then we can widen it back out and work 4 treble. Hold on, I'm out of yarn. So 4 treble around the next, whoops, that's a double, around the next chain 2. And we're working our corner again. So 4 treble, chain 2, 4 treble around that corner, chain 2. Okay, so go ahead and work that process all the way around. You have your corner of the 4 treble, chain 2, 4 treble. The next chain 2 is 4 treble. Then 2 chain 2s are both 4 double crochets. And then your next chain 2 is 4 treble. And then your corner again, which is 4 treble, chain 2, and 4 treble. So go ahead and pause the video here, finish this round out, and I will meet you back at the end for the join. Okay, now that we've made it all the way around, we've squared it off pretty well, and I will show you the full thing in a minute, but when we get back to the very beginning, we've worked our final 4 double crochets, and we're just going to slip stitch to the top of that beginning chain to connect. And that completes our round 8 of the Secret Garden blanket. So this is what it looks like so far. It is squared off, and I will weave in my ends as I go so that I don't have so many at the end. But we've squared this off. We've got a little bit of pop with our petal stitches there for some texture. And for the next round, I'm going to switch colors again. You can continue on with the color that you're on, or you can switch. It is up to you. Just have fun with your colors, and I will meet you back here in the next video for at least round 9. We'll see what else needs to be done. But again, if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. You can email me at craftingfriends4you. It's the number 4 at yahoo.com. I'm happy to help you there, or you can comment on this video and I can help you here. If this video was helpful, you can give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can follow along for the upcoming sections of the Secret Garden blanket, because every section will be recorded so that you can follow along completely. It's a fun blanket to have, so I hope you enjoy making this. Happy crocheting, everyone.